of your paper here, I want you to write unit rate.
Wait, I'm the notebook.
Just on the bottom. Nope, you don't even need notebook paper, just on the bottom. So this is it doesn't matter what color, I can find the rate of change, just somewhere on the bottom of that notebook paper that I gave you, from a table. Okay? I can find the rate of change from a table. So, let's start with unit rate. We talked about unit rate all the way back in September. And I said unit rate means how much for one, right? Yes. This does not go with that. This is just one. I just didn't fit it here. So I can find rate of change from a table.
Nate Jackson, please report to the office.
Okay.
Nathaniel Jackson, please report to the office.
Okay. So we started out talking about unit rate first, right?
Yep.
Then I said unit rate has another name. What's the next name that we turned it into? Because unit rate looks like this. $8 for 1 hour, right? Okay, then what? Great. Constant of proportionality. Protionality. Making sure I spelled it right. And the constant of proportionality was K equals 8, right?
Yes.
Then I said constant of proportionality also has another name. We wrote it as an equation, but I'm not sure I actually told you the name of it just yet. Okay? So, unit rate, we can call constant of proportionality. We also call it something new that we're going to talk about in today's notes is rate of change. So this is our new, I may have mentioned it yesterday. Okay? So rate of change is written as an equation. Constant of proportionality is K. Unit rate as a fraction with 1 in your denominator. So we're going to talk about rate of change. So if this is like just real easy rate of change, if I say x, y, so far we've been dealing with 0, 0, right? And then 1, I'm going to make it as simple as I can come up with. 2, 100, 3 is 150. So the rate of change would mean what is the rate that this is changing by. So let's just say, let's give these some titles. Let's just say my X is the number of pairs of shoes that I buy, and my Y is the cost. So if I don't buy any shoes, I don't owe any money, right? But if I buy 1 pair, I owe 50. If I buy 2 pair, I owe 100. What is the rate of change that money is flying out of my wallet at? Yeah, 50. So here's what's important, is for every 1 pair of shoes that I purchase, my cost is changing by 50. Do you see why we call that rate of change? Because that's the rate that it's changing by. First I take 50 out of my wallet and pay them. Then 100, then 150. So this right here, 50, is called your rate of change. You know what else it's called? Your unit rate. Isn't it 50 for 1 pair? Right? Isn't it also my constant of proportionality? Because how do you find a constant of proportionality? You divide the y by the x. So 50 divided by 1, 100 divided by 2, 150 divided by 3, right? They're all the same in this case, okay? So that kind of leads us into today's assignment. Okay, it looks easy. There's a little bit to it, though, so you need to be on point and paying attention today, okay? Because you're going to have a task. So your task today is this. You are looking to, you ever heard of like a Book of the Month club or something? That means you sign up to receive a Book of the Month, and every month they mail you a new book, and it costs a certain amount. So let's start by doing a few things. Let's start with this first. So we're going to call this, this is going to be, you're going to go, we're not doing a Book of the Month Club. We're going to do a Blu-ray of the Month Club. Okay, because we want to, because these prices may be a little, so we have 5 companies to compare. These are all online stores, and they're offering us different deals, and your job is to figure out what's the best deal for you, right? Okay? Yes. I don't want, okay, there is no answer yet. So, 5 different companies, and these are all online, and then I also want to compare them to just walking into Best Buy. So let's say a Blu-ray costs $20. We'll keep it simple. Sometimes they're $19.99 or $24.99, or really new releases are $27.99. They're not cheap, are they? Blu-rays aren't. Okay. So to give this problem a little bit of real world, your X is going to be the number of items that it is that you're talking about. So we're going to call our X value the number of Blu-rays, which means then my Y is the amount, the cost, right? So what's the very first thing you notice today that this table contains that all the other tables we've done up to this point does not contain? Ian saw it. What is it?
At the first thing, it's 0 and 50.
Yes. The first point we see is a 0, 50. And what are we used to seeing? 0, 0. So what do you know right off the bat is not true about this particular table, Naya? How can 0 Blu-rays cost $50? Well, I'm going to walk you through this. But first of all, not even thinking about Blu-rays, what do I know it's not? If it doesn't contain the .00, it's not what, Leslie? It's one of the, I know what you're thinking. PR, Ian. Proportional. Awesome. So I know this isn't a proportional relationship. Because do you remember that sheet we did where it says straight line through the origin? Remember? Straight line through the origin. We circled yes or no. So you know what that means? That means if I divide 55 by 1, we don't really need to do that. 60 divided by 2, 65 divided by, 60 divided by 2 we know is 30, 65 divided by 3, 70 divided by 4. What's happening? We've not seen this before. Every time up until today, when we've divided the y by the x, we always got the same number. And if we didn't, then we said no. So we know it's a no. And you know how we know it's a no? Because of that point right there. So I want you to use your highlighter and highlight that. And I want you to put not proportional. And I know that because a proportional relationship contains the .00 and this doesn't. Right? Okay. So now let's go back to what Naya was saying. Something doesn't sound right here. If I'm going to buy some Blu-rays, I give this place 50 of my dollars, my hard-earned allowance, I pay them $50, and I still have nothing to show for it. What's that all about? Think about it. Okay, that's the same reaction the other hour had. Rip off. I'm not going to that company. You may change your tune after we investigate a little bit. What does that mean?
You have to sign up for it.
You have to sign up to be in this club. Oh. Have you ever done something where it's like a sign-up fee? Have you ever gone to a football game on Friday night at Riverview High School? How much do you pay to get in the door? $5. How many times do you pay that $5 per game? Once. That gets you in the gate. And then once you get in the gate, let's say you want some blow pops. Does that $5 cover those blow pops? No, you pay 50 cents or a quarter per blow pop, right? So this 0.50 means that I pay them $50 and then I can start receiving my Blu-rays. Okay, so now, are you ready for a minute? I'm going to ask you a question. If it costs $50 to join, and don't shout it out, raise your hand if you think you know, how much does it cost me per Blu-ray? For once I give them my $50, every Blu-ray I buy after that costs how much? Don't say 55. Because, let me say, well, go ahead. I'll let you guys. So how much does it cost per Blu-ray? Keegan. $5 is right. Someone explain how Keegan got $5, Jonna.
He subtracted 55 from 50. He subtracted 50 from 55.
Great. I like what she said. She said he took the 55 and he subtracted 50 of it because it was 50 just to join the Blu-ray club, and then the 5 left over must be how much it costs for the one. Would that make sense then if 2 Blu-rays cost 60? Yes, because 10 of that, or 60 of that, 50 of that was to join, and then there's $10 for 2. So here's where your 2 different colors come in. Are you ready? I want you to take and do a little kind of like a V here. So how much is that going up by?
5.
Nope. 1. So as the number of Blu-rays increase by 1, my cost increases by what? 5. So we're going to do something with these numbers in a little bit, so it's important that you write them, please. So I pay them $50, and then I pay how much per Blu-ray? $5. That's a pretty good deal, right? So if I were to say to myself, I have to make a decision. I have hard-earned allowance money, and I want to get some Blu-rays. Should I just go to Best Buy and pay them $20 and get some Blu-rays, or should I join this club? And the answer is, raise your hand if you think. The answer is 2 words. It's not a number. It's not Club A. It's not Best Buy. What 2 words am I thinking of? Hello. Absolutely. Yep. Bye. Ava, they need you in the office, son. Ava, they need you in the office. Okay? So, my question to you is, which club should I do? Should I choose Club A or should I go to Best Buy and just pay $20 a DVD? Your answer is what? 2 words. Dominic.
Join club.
No. Go ahead. Yes, Kaylee. No. Yes.
Test others.
No.
That's not.
It depends. It depends on what? Let's walk through this. Ready? Shh. Let's say you want to buy 1 Blu-ray. Where should I go? To Best Buy or to this club? How much does 1 Blu-ray cost me here? $55. No, it costs me $55 because I have to pay $50 to join the club. We need to not talk unless your hand is raised. Understand? If I want to buy 2 Blu-rays, I go to Best Buy and I pay them how much? $40, right? 20 per Blu-ray. Here it's going to cost me $60. Let's say I want to, so Best Buy is still the better option. Let's say I want to buy 3 Blu-rays. I go to Best Buy and I owe them
65.
Here I owe 65. Let's say I want 4 Blu-rays. I go to Best Buy and I pay them $80. How much would it cost here? What does it depend on? Raise your hand. Sebastian. Yes, thank you. Do you see what I was trying to get you to say? The better deal depends on how many Blu-rays you want. So, if I want 4 Blu-rays or above, which one's the better option? Yeah, this one. If I want less than 4, why am I going to pay $50 to join a club if I only want like 2 or 3 Blu-rays? So, you know what I like? Somebody used last hour? In the long run, this is the better option, isn't it? Okay? So, what you're going to do now is cross out this word equation because we're not going to worry about that right now. And we're going to change it to ROC, rock, rate of change. So, what is the rate of change of money that's coming out of your wallet? How much does it cost for 1? Cost what for 1?
Cost $5.
5 for 1. How much does it cost to join this club? $50. So we have some decisions to make, right? Let's take a look at what Club B is going to give us. So, does anybody know how much it would cost to join this club? Do you need a sheet, Ava? Or you got it? You're set? Do you need a sheet? Your head now? Okay. So, how much does it cost to join this club? Wesley? $25. Stop for a minute and think about how much is it going to cost per Blu-ray for Club B. Don't shout it. Raise your hand. Okay. So we already know that it's going to cost $25. How much per Blu-ray, Ian? $6. Let's see how we got that. Is this going up by ones? Yeah. So Ian says for every one that this is going up, my cost, my out-of-pocket expense is changing by what? 6. So I want to point something really important out to you. Before, when we wanted to find the cost for one, didn't we just look at one and say that number? Can we do that anymore? No, because it doesn't cost $31 per each one. It only costs 6. Because 25 of that is what it cost me entry fee to join, right? It's called the initial value. So, why can't we do that anymore? Because that's not 0, 0. It's not proportional. And guess what, guys? When it's not proportional, all bets are off. All those shortcuts we used, divide the y by the x, woohoo, doesn't work anymore, does it? When it's not proportional, you can't just divide the y by the x. So I'm going to give you something else to do. So you said the rate of change for this was $6. So not a bad option. It costs half as less to join, but $1 more per DVD or Blu-ray. Let's keep looking. So Aiden, I want you to put that away and pay attention, okay? So now let's look at the next one. Uh-oh, this company and the way they advertised it is a little trickier. So go put it away, or you can put it on my desk. Okay. Like out of sight. Thank you. So let's just kind of keep looking at this. Is this going up by ones? Yeah. But what's missing? What's missing? What can't I see, Kaylee? How much it is to get in. Now stop. I know some of your minds are already working. We'll come back to that. Can I still figure out how much it costs per Blu-ray? Yes. Okay, don't shout it. So for every one additional Blu-ray that I buy, what comes out of my wallet? From 16 to 30 and 30 to 44. How much? Avery? $14. So this is going up by 14. Is it safe to say that my rate of change then is $14 for one DVD or Blu-ray? Yes. Okay. We got to do a little detective work because the person who owns this store must have been a math teacher in a former life because they want you to hunt for that fee. They don't come right out and tell you. Because I got my pink highlighter ready, but I don't know what to highlight because I don't see a 0. Find it then. So in other words, as I move to the right, these numbers go up by 1. You guys already got it. You beat me to it. So knowing what you have to do, figure it out then. It's almost like you need to do this. You kind of put that there, don't you? So look, guys, if I'm adding one to go this direction, maybe I should. Yes, so think about what you should do here. This club's not looking too bad, huh? How much to join this club, Dominic? $2, right? How did Dominic get $2? Because he took what? 14 away from 16. All right, now we're talking. Because it costs $2 to join this club. That's way better than 50. But it costs what? $14. You know what though? Let's see. Let's compare this to A. If I buy one, it only costs me $16. One here costs me $55. So 2 would be 60. 2 here is 30. 3 is 65, but 3 is 44. That gap's closing a little, right? 4 cost me 70. 4 here would cost me 58. 5 here would cost me 75. 5 here would cost me what? 72. It's getting real close. What would 6 cost me here? 80. What would 6 cost me here? 86. So, when would option C be a good choice for you? If the number of Blu-rays you're buying is between 1 and 5, right? See, are you seeing this? So, what it costs to join wasn't obvious, but we found it. 2. Okay. All right, let's check out this next one. Well, the joining fee is right there, but they did a little trick here for this one. So be very careful, because when I get my pink marker out, it's not going up by ones. It's saying for every 2 Blu-rays that you purchase, so don't shout it. I want you to think about it out loud, or think about it here. For every 2 Blu-rays I purchase, how much does it cost me? Yes. He answered correctly, because I said for every 2 that I buy, it costs 20. But does rate of change mean how much for 2? Unit rate means how much for 1. Well, if it's 20 for 2, then it's 10 for 1. So what's your rate of change? 10. Now, stop for a minute, because I want you to see something. Well, before, I took the green number and I put it there. You know why I was able to do that? Because the pink number was 1. When your X is changing by 1, you're okay. I don't know why I put 5 right there. So, first thing let's do is then, I know how much it costs to join. It costs $10 to join. Oops, sorry, 15. And 10 for every one that I buy. Okay, this next one is super tricky, because it's not going by ones, and you can't find, you can't see. You can find it. You can't see. So I want you to take a minute to see if you can find the rate of change and the fee that it costs to join. Okay? Take a minute. We're going to work on that on your own. And then when you think you have an answer, after everybody's had a little bit of time, I want you to find somebody to share your answer with and see if you understand where we're at. Okay. So for every 2 things that you buy, you owe $20 more. So does the item, okay, so for every 2 items that you're purchasing, discuss it with somebody around you. Check to see if they are matching your answer. Okay, let's see. So, do you understand why this is 10, rate of change? well, that's not 14.
No, I switched to
Oh, okay.
So I put the
Do you understand why this one's 10? Because for every 2 new Blu-rays that you get, it costs $20 extra. So it's only 10 for 1. If it's 20 for 2, right? So watch this. This is going up by 2, right? So for every 2 Blu-rays that you get, you owe them an extra what? How much is that?
What?
From 42 to 50, 50 to 58. 8, right? So for every 2, it costs 8 more. So how much for 1 more? For every 2 Blu-rays that you buy, you owe them $8 more. So how much if you just bought 1 more? If 2 costs 8, if 2, so you bought 2 costs $8. How much would 1 cost? 4.
Oh, it's half.
It's half, sweetheart, because you're only buying half. Yeah. Four is how much your rate of change is. Yes. But now find your. Not your joining fee. Hey, discuss it with Ryan. Yeah, except your rate of change is not 8. It doesn't cost 8. It costs 8 for 2.